Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this beautiful Saturday morning and of course the Youth on the Go program here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and we are here with you today. We have some updates, we have some information to share, and of course some congratulatory greetings as well. We had a few activities happening this week, and we wanted to share with you and of course give the commendations where the commendations are due. We have, first off, this week we saw the prize giving ceremony for the 2024 edition of the Department of Youth Nevis Public Library Poetry Writing Competition. The poetry writing competition was sponsored by, for the first time, the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, and we saw several categories of participants, and this year, this is the second annual, and so this year we saw the introduction of the young adults category as well. The poetry competition is held in observance of World Poetry Day, and so the competition was launched on March 21st this year, as March 21st is celebrated annually as World Poetry Day. And so we had three categories. As I said, we had a primary school category, a secondary school category, and then we saw the young adults category. There were a total of 18 participants in this year's competition, and the participants, or the winners emerging, received their awards on Wednesday. In the primary school category, we saw in third place Janari Gilfillan of the Elizabeth Burton Primary School, second place Kajni Keynes of the Charlestown Primary School, and first place Ajani Sadler of the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. So those were the winners for the primary school category. Congratulations to all of you. The secondary competition winners: third place LeSean Sadler, second place Aminique Chapman, and first place Remigio Powell. So let me take that again. Third place LeSean Sadler, second place Aminique Chapman, first place Remigio Powell. In the young adult category, we saw third place Tinaisha Sharima, second place Brianna Chapman, and first place Nyante David. And as I said, the poems focused on the theme for C50. The organizing team at the Nevis Public Library and the Department of Youth felt that it would be beneficial to use the C50 theme, celebrating culture, embracing history. It's Culturama 50, and so that was the theme for the poems, and I think that all participants did an exceptional job, and we want to extend highest commendations to all of the participants, and then of course more specifically to the winners, first, second, third place winners for the competition. It was an enjoyable afternoon. We were able to hear the first, second, and third place winners present their poems, and so that experience was memorable, and we can look forward to seeing them once again live at Poets in the Square in Charlestown during the summer. So they will present their poems during Poets in the Square in Charlestown during the summer, and we know that Poets in the Square is part of the C50 calendar, so look out for that. And of course you can enjoy hearing the poems, very artistically and creatively done, and we are so proud of all of our young people, all of our students who participated, and those of course who stood out a little bit above the rest and placed in that poetry competition. Commendations also to Miss Glenda Claxton, lead from the Nevis Public Library, and Mr. Leandro Dyer, lead from the Department of Youth on Nevis. as we're speaking about youth, just please note that nominations are currently open for the Youth Impact 12 program. The areas for nominations are to June, youth in the arts, and we're looking for youth who are voluntarily involved in the performance, visual, and media arts, youth who have assisted in promoting the awareness of the arts, and youth who have successfully attempted to transmit their talents to others. And then in July, we're looking for youth in cultural and historical preservation, and the criteria: youth who demonstrate commitment to and are voluntarily involved in cultural activities, youth who make it their mission to learn and teach the history of Nevis. And so those are the areas that we have available right now for the Youth Impact 12. I also want to extend commendations to some of our young people who were awardees last year in the Youth Impact 12 program. And so we see Miss Heidi Tyson. She was the youth identified for youth in culture, and of course the Youth Impact 12 winners receive a grant contribution from Regency Assurance, and as part of her project, Miss Tyson created or facilitated the Organico 869, which helps to promote proper eating practices and nutrients and eating organically, fresh from the soil, farm to plate concept. And then we also want to commend Mr. Eliasel Ramirez Dorset, and he was able to lead a process or create a project which helped the voice training, or which facilitated voice training activities for the Spanish community of the St. John's Parish, and it was an extracurricular activity, and they were able to do presentations. They were supported, and the process was led by Miss Vanilla Powell, who conducted the vocal training sessions for the students. And so we want to commend those two individuals whose projects have come to completion, and we want to also encourage all of those other Youth Impact 12 awardees to continue to execute their projects, and we hope that we'll continue to see the fruits of their labor within our various communities. So those are the awards, the events and activities currently available to our young people. And so we see the Youth Impact 12. Of course, as I said, we saw the poetry writing competition, and then the summer job attachment program. The applications are currently available for school leavers to access the 2024 edition of the summer job attachment program, where we hope to expose our young people to various areas of the life of work, preparing them. It's a job preparation program as well, and so the application process closes on May 24th. Forms are available at the Department of Youth, that is upstairs, the Reliable Motors Miniplex. Interviews will take place between June 3rd and June 14th. Training takes place between June 17th and June 21st. The volunteer projects between June 24th and June 28th. Internships between July 8th and August 9th. So that is the expectation for the Youth Impact 12, and their theme, of course, is Ready, Roadmap to Empowering and Developing You. Roadmap to Empowering and Developing You, Ready. That is the theme for this year. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. You done the girl. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, you done the girl. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education and Talent. We are here, of course, today to share some information and updates with you. At the top of the show, we were able to commend and congratulate our participants in the 2024 edition of the Department of Youth Nevis Public Library Poetry Writing Competition, and of course congratulations to them once again. We also were able to share information related to the Summer Job Attachment Program for school leavers, as well as the Youth Impact 12 information for July and for June and for July. So those are the areas of focus, and of course for your attention, your immediate attention and action for those of you who qualify for the various activities, or if you know of someone who can be nominated for the awards. Also yesterday we saw the 15th annual Interscholastic Spelling Bee hosted by the Department of Education, and the Spelling Bee is an opportunity for our students to demonstrate and put into practice some of the rules and skills that they have learned over the years, particularly in relation to the spelling rules and what guides them in those processes. So we have the 2024 edition, the 15th annual Interscholastic Spelling Bee. It was sponsored by, as per an extended relationship with the Lornet Mills Charitable Fund, and so we want to say thank you so much to the Lornet Mills Charitable Fund for continued sponsorship of the event. We also had support and sponsorship from HarperCollins Publishing and from the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank. They were able to also assist us with some trophies, and we want to say thank you to the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank for that. At the end of the day, we had in the morning the primary school category, and in the afternoon we had the secondary school category. The primary school category started at 9 a.m. and we saw our students who did their best and gave of their best, and we are so proud of them for a job well done. At the end of the day, we saw in the primary school category, third place going to St. Thomas's Primary, second place going to Nevis Academy, and first place, the two-peat winners, the Ivor Walters Primary School. So Ivor Walters secured that top spot last year, and they were able to secure the top spot again this year. If you don't know, even if you, after knowing the rules, it takes a bit of effort and time and preparation to get to that point. So kudos to, and once again, the third place winners from St. Thomas's Primary, Naisha Herbert, Maisha Jeffers, and Azalea Rollins. Okay, and of course each team had 3 representatives. 2 were on stage, and there was 1 student who was on standby. In second place, we saw Nevis Academy, represented by Jaleel Brandy Williams, Ciara Remajni, and Arnav Shandari. And Arnav was also adjudged the best speller for the primary school category. And then in first place, we saw Ivor Walters Primary School, Ariel Suku, Tandre Freeman, Taisha Jeffers, and they were the second P champions representing the Ivor Walters Primary School. The Ivor Walters Primary School won last year's competition. So commendations to you, IWPS, and of course the runner-ups, as well as all of the students who participated in the competition. Job well done. In this afternoon, as I said, we had the secondary category. We saw Gingerland Secondary, 3rd place, Charlestown Secondary, 2nd place, Nevis International Secondary, copying the 1st place spot. The Gingerland Secondary School was represented by Nyla Taylor, Adelissa Mills, Delonte Warner, and Ajerne Hodge, and they got the 3rd place. 2nd place, Charlestown Secondary, represented by Abhijit Srinivasan, Mahira Hanley, Delijah Clark, and Kosane Hanley. And then the winners, Nevis International Secondary School, Aaron Woolard, Junior Prasad, Jazara Davis Nisbet, Lennon Shiverton, and I think Aaron Woolard copped the best speller prize for the competition, and he represented the Nevis International Secondary School. So that's a summary of the happenings yesterday during the 2024 edition of the Interscholastic Spelling Bee hosted by the Department of Education. I also want to commend the team at the Department of Education who have spearheaded this activity for several years. As I said, 15 years is no small feat, and as we continue to develop and to evolve, we look forward to seeing what is to come as it relates to the spelling bee, and of course spelling rules, and foundation spelling as part of that collective response to ensuring that we have a stronger literacy program, a stronger language program, ensuring that we provide students with those foundational skills as we talk about 21st century skills, and communication being part of the 21st century skills that our students must possess. We want to commend them for their efforts. So kudos to all of you students for a job very, very well done. All right, so those were the activities which took place over the last few days, and we know that we have quite a few more to come, but I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't take a few minutes out this morning to also say good morning, commendations, and continued prayers for one of our students who was involved in an accident, an incident on Sunday last week. So I know everyone on Nevis has heard about the incident involving Mr. Kevon Wood, and he is a student, a 4th form student of the Gingerland Secondary School. He almost drowned during he was at the beach on Sunday last week, and was underwater, I think, for an estimated 4 to 5 minutes. He since then, and since hearing about the incident last week, we have seen members of the community rallying around and supporting and showing their support, and we knew that it was also an opportunity to teach our students the importance of being your brother's keeper and having empathy for others, and having empathy especially for your peers. And so many of the schools launched out, and commendations to the community members and who contributed. But I want to just hone in for a moment on our schools and our students who came up with different approaches to support and to show their support. And so many of our schools had fundraisers and will be contributing to the process. Many offices and departments also had a contributory process, but our students and our schools also had fundraisers, dress-up days, donation days, various activities. I know at the Gingerland Secondary School yesterday they had an event, car wash and other activities with music, and several things were happening there yesterday. The Kevon's classmates also were instrumental in coming up with some additional ideas as well, and they were able to join the gathering at the Alexandra Hospital. They were able to they requested special prayer through their school's chaplain. So our students, and sometimes we look at and we say students or young people don't have a heart, or they can't, they don't empathize well. And so we are proud of our students for supporting their peer, and we are asking for your continued prayers for Kevon and for his family. The last update we saw was that he had completed the surgery and he was getting some feeling back in some parts of his body, and he was able to, I think yesterday his dad said he was able to get some nourishment through a syringe, which he was able to swallow, which is a big improvement. And each day we hear of one additional bit of improvement, and in incidents like these, we know that every bit of accomplishment and improvement goes a long way. So please keep the family in your prayers, keep Kevon in your prayers. We know it will be a long journey because of the type of injury. It will be a long journey, a long process, but we are standing in faith that he will be able to join his classmates at school and continue his educational journey. We also, before we segue into the bottom of the hour, want to applaud young Trevroy Hanley. He's the student who was at the beach with Kevon and noticed that he was underwater for some time, and he was able to pull him out of the water. And so Trevroy, you are a hero to many of us, to all of us, and we commend you. And if it's one thing I think that we can say without any reservation, is that Trevroy and all of the persons who were in a position to do so on that day acted as swiftly as possible to make sure that Kevon got the attention that he needed. And so to the Wood family, to the GSS family, to all of the schools who partnered in solidarity with Kevon and with the Gingerland Secondary School as they work towards supporting and the hashtag, they're using the hashtag We Care, showing that we care and getting that heart of the humanity and the empathy as we spoke about. We want to say commendations to you, and we will keep Kevon, his mom who's with him physically, and his siblings and dad and entire circle in our prayers as he continues on this journey to recovery. And we look forward to celebrating as he returns to Nevis in a much better place than he was when he left. As I said, we're hearing of the growth, we're hearing of the successes, we're hearing of the accomplishments, and each day we get a bit more hope about what will come next. And we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know I know we're gonna have a great time. And now it passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. It's just like that. Whoa, let's start the show. You done the flow. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gators, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers on One Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on One Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education et al., and it is a pleasure to be here with you this Saturday. We have a bit of information, we have some updates. We've actually given you some updates, some commendations to our students, our young people, and we have guests this morning who will be sharing a bit of information for our young people and of course our general public. We have with us, I don't know if she's a guest because she's actually hosted before, we have with us Mrs. Tamisila Lestrade. She's one of my colleagues, but she's here in a different capacity today, and she'll tell us a bit about what the entity that she's representing today and the background behind that entity. Mrs. Lestrade?
Good morning, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you, Ms. Claxton, for having me here this morning. I am here this morning because I'm representing the Touch of Love. So the Touch of Love is a non-profit organization, and we spread awareness and provide support for persons with IBDs, and that stands for inflammatory bowel diseases, as well as autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis. Diabetes also fall under autoimmune diseases. There are persons who have celiac disease, lupus, all those type of autoimmune diseases. We provide support for those individuals. Our color is purple. The color for our ribbon is purple, and so that's why you would see me from time to time wearing a lot of purple, and persons would ask, and it gives me an opportunity to say why I'm wearing the color purple so often, because it allows me to spread awareness. And so that's who we are in a nutshell. What have we been doing? Because of the confidentiality of our organization, and because we deal with persons' personal information, everyone is not as forthcoming as Auntie Tunisia with their information. And so a lot of times we have support groups, and those are closed. You would have to request the link in order to be in, because people are sharing their personal information. Yes, and so they don't want it to be broadcast. We also assist in terms of diet plans, linking persons with medical professions who can help them in their area. And sometimes when you're going through so much as it relates to an IBD or an autoimmune disease, you need a counselor. And so we can also link you to counselors who can help you through what you're going through, so that you don't have a meltdown or a breakdown. And sometimes you go through anxiety attacks because you just don't know when your body is going to operate a particular way. And so that's what we've been doing. Of late, for 2024, we would have added another component to our organization that would allow us to expand our reach beyond just the persons with IBDs and autoimmune diseases. And so we have decided to partner with the international organization that is Good Deeds Day. And so because now we are partnered with Good Deeds, it allows us now to do more community-based activities. So now we can cater to everybody, whether you have an IBD, an autoimmune disease, or you're just in need of some food, some help. We can do that because that allows us that scope. And so that's who we are in a nutshell in terms of Touch of Love.
So you gave me two big areas of focus that I want to kind of hone in on. Okay, so we talked about Touch of Love a bit. What Touch of Love represents, what the type of work that you have done in the past, and then you touched on Good Deeds Day.
Yes.
And so I want to start with Touch of Love. What was the impetus for Touch of Love? What triggered it? What started it? What motivated you to start that foundation?
So Touch of Love came about because I was diagnosed in 2017 with a disease called ulcerative colitis. Now, from 2012 to 2017, I was struggling with, I would call it a bleeding disorder, and it's a bleeding disorder that comes from the rectum, and I did not know what it was. And so it was kind of weird knowing that, okay, women has their menstrual cycle, and that's normal, we know what that is all about, but then to have it coming from the backside, it's like, something has to be wrong. And then what was disheartening for me is that when I was trying to find help, persons thought I was crazy because I wasn't documenting And so I decided, okay, then, well, I'm giving persons this information, and then doctors kept misdiagnosing me, telling me that I had hemorrhoids. And I'm like, no, but the magnitude of blood cannot be hemorrhoids. So in 2015, I decided, okay, great, I am going to, in order for me to get help, I really need to focus a little bit more. So I started to document every time I had a movement, every time I used the bathroom, I took pictures and everything like that. And then I went to a doctor, and it was like, so then reality struck in that it was deeper than just hemorrhoids. And then a doctor said to me, it was Dr. Romani, and I'm like, why am I reaching out to a pediatrician? But she said to me, Dr. Amri comes every year and he does free colonoscopies. Sign up, go and let Dr. Amri look at your colon and tell you what's going on, and then we can move from there. So I went, and when I got there, I almost missed the opportunity, because they looked at me and said, you're not 50 and over, and we're dealing with the 50 and over people today, who's more prone to have colon issues. But after I explained the situation, they said, okay. Then along the journey now having known that I have colitis, then the only person that I could have reached out to was Rajadan Kishore. But at that time, he would have passed. And so I had no real, may his soul rest in peace, I had no real help, but I got close to his parents. And so they would have shared a bit of what he would have experienced. And then from that point forward, I'm a pusher. So then I put my stuff on Facebook, and then I got some help from Stephen Clark, who said, I know a clinic in Puerto Rico who specializes in what you're going through, and I can take you there. And so, having gone through all that, I didn't want it for anybody else. And so along that journey, since I put my story out there, persons would have reached out and said, okay, I'm seeing blood in my children's stool, or I'm going through this, or can you link me to here? What are some of the steps that you used, or how can I change my diet, and that type of thing. And so Touch of Love stemmed from my experience, and not wanting for anybody else to ever having to feel alone when going through a difficult time. And I know how hard that can be when you're going through a difficult time and you feel alone. And especially when you're suffering with an IBD or an autoimmune disease, people don't really understand it, and they would think that you're crazy, because there were times where I would be here talking to you very good, and then in a heartbeat, just a second, I'm very sick. I have the flu, I have a fever over 100, I'm in total body pains, and then you sit there with me long enough, and then I'm good again. Because the body has already gone through the trauma and rectified itself, and then I'm good again. And it's like, it's mind-boggling. But we're here to give that support. So if you didn't know, now you know that there is an organization called the Touch of Love Incorporated, and yes, we are recognized and registered by the NIA. So if you can feel free, we are legit to come and get some help.
All right. So a good support system, and as you said, in the absence of a community to identify with, to understand, to support, to direct, to guide, that is how Touch of Love was created. Okay, so we have that bit of information. Then you brought in Good Deeds Day.
Yes.
And I know that some persons have seen the Good Deeds shirts. I saw sometime last week. There was a partnership with the mentorship program, and so there are different things happening. Tell us a bit about Good Deeds Day, and because the name is, well, I don't know if it's Good Deeds or Good Deeds Day, because it might be a distinction, but the type of work, the scope of work, and how Touch of Love has to date been able to integrate.
All right, so Good Deeds Day, it's an international organization. It's an organization that has over 110 countries participating in the movement. And so every country has a country leader. St. Kitts and Nevis, we are one federation. And for a few years, Ms. Fainora Ibo on St. Kitts, she has a non-profit organization by the name of Chipin. And so she would have been charting the course on St. Kitts for the past couple of years. And in her mind, she wanted to get it on Nevis, but it's so much work already on St. Kitts. She said, I can't do that. I can't do both islands. I know we are one federation and they may see us as one, but we are actually two different islands and two different scope. I can't do both. So she would have linked with the international director, Miss Wujno, and she would have consented and would have appointed me as country leader for Nevis. And so Good Deeds is just about doing good. Every year the date changes, but the month remains the same. It's the month of April. So this year, Good Deeds Day was celebrated on the 14th of April. However, that doesn't mean that you don't do good all year round.
Yes.
You can do good all year round because it's just a simple acts of kindness that goes a long way. So far on Nevis, we would have had our launch in February, and that was great. The support was awesome. Minister Evelyn was there to endorse, and as well as Minister Janelle Nisbet. So we have the endorsement. So they came, and all the other persons of the public who supported. Since then, we would have partnered with several organizations, because Touch of Love is only one organization and we can't do everything. And I've learned that with help you can reach more. And so we would have reached out to social empowerment, and to get them on board to, they have so many different groups going on, to get their groups to do good. And so we would have had some women in construction. They did JLPS on the 4th, I think. They did a grade 5 classroom, and the tiles are looking beautiful. So thank you for doing that. We linked with the boys mentorship program, so they would have washed the cars of the teacher. A teacher texted me and said, I don't know whose idea this was, but I'm getting my car washed for free and it feels good. So they appreciated. It was done at the Gingerland Secondary School. It was also done at the Nevis International Secondary, and those from CSS would have joined in because they had the larger boys amount of boys coming from those two schools. So those from CSS joined in at those two schools. But I'm hoping that they can all merge and go to CSS and do it. So this is me putting it out there for the CSS teachers, so that they too can experience that love coming from the boys of the school. And I thought that was commendable. We would have also partnered with the Evangelical Association, and their plan is to give 2 scholarships. So they have not done it as yet, so I'm asking you to listen out, and when whatever the criteria are, have your children try to apply so that they can be awarded a scholarship. And then we would have partnered with the Shekinah Dance Theatre, and all the little ones and the big ones and everyone, they donated food. So for Touch of Love, our main project this year was to create a food pantry. We have not constructed the building yet. However, we downscaled for this year because we're new. And of course you need finances, so we need to get partnered with other people who can give us the finances to bring forth this big dream. But what we did, we had a little funds and we went shopping, and we were able to partner with the students of Shekinah Dance Theatre. They also brought food stuff, and we were able to bless 18 families with food stuff. And when we calculated how many persons overall, we had like over 50 persons benefiting from those 18 bags of groceries. And the public received it well. The individuals were grateful. And we are planning to do a second phase of the food distribution. And so if you're listening and you want to contribute any food items, please make sure that you check your expiry dates and all that. Do not give to people things that you don't want or not good. That's not a good principle. Remember, when you give, it's going to come back to you good measure, right? So you want to give great. And so we've been doing that. And we have also partnered with the Department of Education as it relates to the Student Ambassadors Program. It's an awesome program where we are developing young leaders, and they are excited about it. And so they are not only going to be partnering with us on the upcoming event that we are having, that we have really not reached there yet, but yes, we're going to get there. But what I'm really pleased about, though, Miss Claxton, is that they're not just coming to partner on a help basis, but these children are buying packages. They're giving, they're seeing the need, and they're paying their fees to say, we want to buy a package, because they understand buying a package means I'm going to further help somebody else. And that means that we're doing an awesome job. Teachers, counselors who are working at the schools with the student ambassadors, you are doing an excellent job, and I want to commend you on your efforts publicly with these students, because it shows. Yes, and so that's what that is about.
All right, so we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the event that is coming up that will benefit our young people, general public, but we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers on Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education et al., and we are here this morning. We've shared some really high moments, some updates, some congratulations. We had some celebrations for our students. We've also shared and asked for continued prayer for our student, Kevon Wood, who is currently undergoing some medical procedures, and everyone in the public knows about the unfortunate incident, but we are asking for your continued prayers. And then we transitioned to an interaction with Mrs. Tamisi Lestrade, who's here representing Touch of Love and also Good Deeds Day, and we were talking a bit about the history of Touch of Love and Good Deeds Day. We're now going to transition into a specific activity now that we have an understanding of where all of this that we're going into is coming from. We have a specific activity happening in just about 7 days, just a week away. The countdown is on.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that activity.
So on Saturday, the 18th of May, that's next week Saturday, we are going to be having a friends and family walk, and we want everybody to be walking. And please don't tell me when I tell you the time that it is too early.
That was just what I tell you.
No. It is not too early, right? It is not too early. You're preparing yourself, yes, to do your body well. So it's not too early. So we're having that friends and family walk, and it's for everybody from the tiny tot right up to the adults. And it's under the theme, Be the Support I Need. Be the support that I need, and everybody needs support, especially those persons with IBDs and autoimmune diseases. We all need some sort of support. And so on May 18th, next week Saturday, that's a friends and family walk. Registration on that day begins at 5 a.m. Yes. Warm up is at 5:15, Miss Claxton. I'm hoping to see you. See, I'm smiling at you nicely.
No, I'm not stuttering, by the way. I am just saying, when I heard 5 a.m., I thought literally the crack of dawn.
Yes, and you're going to be great. You're going to be great, and you're going to feel so good. You can go home, have a nice cold bath, and go back in your bed if you want to.
No. Remember, I have to be here.
Oh yes. So you see early start.
So you have to excuse Melissa though, because Melissa has to be working, so she can't make it.
Okay.
But everybody else doesn't have an excuse.
No, you have to come. And so 5:15 is warm up, and all being well, Mr. Kervin Wallace is going to be the coach that is going to give us that pre-warm up at 5:15 a.m. and at 5:30 a.m. the walk begins. Now I understand that the difficulty of the persons with IBDs and autoimmune diseases, we can't walk too far. And so we have created as a team a route that makes sense. So we are walking in a circle.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about, okay, if I park my car here, how am I going to get back there? We're walking in a circle. So we got you covered. You don't have that excuse that you're not coming. All right, so we're going to start at the MGR Park. And so that's in Pennies. And then when we leave the park, we head onto the main road, onto your right, heading straight to the bypass road. So you take that left going up on the bypass road. When we get to Zone 1 Auto, that's Franchet's business, we are going to turn down into Croddick Road. So we're going to turn down. Boss, you cannot join here. You have to join at the starting point.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Well, you have to walk back home. So you see the walk becomes longer for you. Right? So we come down Croddick Road. When we get down to the bottom of Croddick Road, we turn a right onto the old hospital road, past Fanny's, going across Pinnis Hotel, heading right back to MGR Park. So we're walking in a circle because we want everybody to be a part of the walk. The walk pace is as fast as you can go. And so we will know everybody who has registered, and we are going to make sure that everybody is accounted for coming back, so that way we know that everybody did the walk, they're well, they're in good standing, and then we will dismiss. Now, the walk has a contribution of $20, and we're asking you to contribute $20 so that we can continue to do good. Doing good is very expensive. You go to the supermarket, I do good every Friday. I go and I do a shopping for an individual. And for one person, you're thinking about close to $200 for groceries for one person for a week. And so it's very expensive. Imagine feeding a family of 5 and 3 and 2 and more. It's just a lot. And so your $20 contribution is going to help us to continue printing materials to spread awareness. It's going to go towards helping persons, whether it's food, whether it's medication. Now, we are not a rich organization, and we don't have no ton of money put up nowhere. And one of the things that I love about our organization is that we are audited. That means that every money that comes through our doors has to be accounted for. We have to save every receipt, we have to save everything, and I like that, because if you don't do that, then dishonesty can creep in quickly. And so I like the fact that we are being audited every year. And so you know that your monies are going to be going into a good place. You can follow what we are doing with your contribution on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page. We have not gone over to Instagram and Twitter and all the other things yet. Young people will come in, but follow us on Facebook. They tend to tell me
Facebook still don't use Facebook.
They say Facebook is for old people. You need to put it on Instagram.
Yes, that's what I've been told.
Right? So young people, please bear with me. Just go on Facebook, and I'll try to shoot some stuff to my personal Instagram page so that you guys can see it. And so it's $20. What do you get for your $20? Those of you on Radio Land, you can't see, but go onto YouTube and Facebook and all the other social media platforms, so you can see. You'll get this nice little hat.
Ooh, nice.
It says the touch of love. Yes.
Ooh,
so a nice little cap. It's purple. Yes, it's purple, and I know that we've been flying around with a lot of purple right now, especially for our dear Kevin, and we're wishing him speedy recovery and good health. And so it's a purple hat. It says the touch of love ink at the top, and I gave strict instructions to the printer. Please don't put the phone number outside, so you have access to us. It's on the inside of the cap, so you can wear the cap anytime, anywhere, once it matches your outfit. And even if it doesn't match, keep off the sun, it's very hot. Yes, so you can wear the cap, and you can contact us anytime, because the number is on the inside of the cap, so that you can contact us for help. You will also get a fruit, whether it's an apple, an orange, banana, whatever your choice is, and we'll also give you a bottle of water. I know it's 5 a.m., so which means that you would have drank your tea on your way or before you came. So that's why we're not doing any hot beverage, because we figure most persons will grab a cup of tea on their way out. So we'll keep you hydrated with water, we'll give you fruit, we'll give you a cap, and if the caps don't go the mile, because I know you guys are going to come with the overwhelming support, we are going to also give you those other persons will get a Good Deeds Day t-shirt, because our logo is on the back of the t-shirt. So the caps is what we are offering on the walk, but if the caps fall short, we will make up with the Good Deeds Day t-shirt that also bears our logo. We will also be distributing informational flyers, like little ones that you can keep at home with some information, some tips, and as well as our contact information and who we are. So you will also get that as a part of your $20 package. So I think that is a great deal, and that you should come on out and support. Now, I need to tell you something else. We are going to do a pre-registration. For those of you who are saying, I don't want to go down there for 5, I could do 5:15 for the warm-up. So for those persons who want to just come for the warm-up and walk at 5:15, there's going to be a pre-registration at the Divinity Touch Variety Store. That's in the Morton's building on Main Street, Charlestown. That's Mrs. Lydia Phillip. And so our representatives are going to be there on Wednesday, 15th of May, between the hours of 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. We are going to be there doing registration, and so come on in, register. Now, if your lunch hour is before that, I know my good friend Liddy. She will be able to accommodate you if you have to come before the 2 o'clock, right? And so I will make sure that I drop a registration sheet there so you can put your name and your information, and you just give her the $20. That's fine. I'll accommodate those persons who are saying, well, 2 o'clock wouldn't work for me. So you'll have that time. But the set time for registration is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I think I would have covered the date of the walk, the time, what's happening, what you're going to get, the cost, the theme will be the support I need, and the pre-registration date, which is Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the 15th of May 2024, and you want to be a part of the walk. You want to do some good for your body. Yes? So we are spreading awareness, and we are doing good at the same time. Good to our body, and we should do good to our body, Miss Claxton. Yes? We should do good to our bodies.
That's her telling me to get out of bed and get down there.
Yes, you need to be a part.
Not even a subliminal message, right there.
Right there. Make sure you be a part. But just before I turn back over to Miss Claxton, I just want to say thank you to the Health Promotion Unit, who have been doing an awesome job in promoting this walk and helping us to get the information out to the public. And so I want to say thank you to Miss James and Miss Nisbet, because they're the two officers who are working closely with us, and to Miss Nadine Carty, the boss. I want to say thank you to you. Lord, I call everybody in leadership the boss, so yes. And then I want to say thank you to the media houses. Von Radio have already charted the course for us, and I want to say thank you to Mr. Herbert and Von Radio, wonderful team, because they're supporting Touch of Love on all our endeavors, and they've been promoting our work, so I want to say thank you to them. I want to say thank you to the Department of Education and the student ambassadors. I want to say thank you to the Touch of Love Executive Committee. I have to say thank you to you, because you're working hard behind the scenes. To Miss Lydia Phillip, thank you as well for allowing us to come into your establishment to the registration. I want to say thank you to Miss Claxton. Thank you so much for having us on Youth on the Go. Youths, make sure you're on the go, you know.
Yes.
I want to see you all on Saturday the 18th of May at 5 a.m. being on the go. Yes. Being on the go to make sure that we are leading, because you guys are the future, and so you need to be at the forefront to know what's happening so that you can continue on when we are no longer on the scene to do so. So I want to encourage all the youths to come on out and to be a part. And to you, the listening audience, I want to thank you in advance, because I know that you're going to come out and you're going to support, and I know the package is only $20 and you're going to pay more. So I want to thank you in advance for your great contribution towards the Touch of Love, and I want to thank all of you, and I want to wish everyone a great day. And I also want to say thank you to NTV, because they too will also be promoting over the course of next week, and so let me make sure I put my plug in. And to anybody else that I needed to say thank you to, and I didn't remember, Miss Claxton, you're my witness.
You said thank you to everybody.
I thank you. Thank you to everyone.
All right, so and thank you for sharing. And so we know of the activity happening next Saturday. Is there a scope for, we have about 30 seconds, is there a scope for online registration and that process, or is it just physical? Just for clarity for the young people, I know they have always want to know about online.
So right now it's just physical activities, but I am sure between now and tomorrow morning for the online form, I can have it up and ready and just put it out on our Facebook page and try to send it through the other channels to the young people. I do have some links and have them to send that online form around as well. So I will work on the online, because I know that we are moving through the new era of technology. So I will get that done and have it out by tomorrow.
All right, awesome. So thank you so much, and to everyone out there listening, viewing, we want to see you there next Saturday, and we wish you all a pleasant and wonderful and successful week until we join you next week. This is Youth on the Go here on Von Radio.
With all the power from the